with other Toastmasters that couldn't make it. So a warm welcome. Today's focus for this session is on the evaluation contest. It is a very, very unique contest. The judging, especially for this contest, is somewhat very different to that we have when we are judging the prepared or the international speech contest and the table topics contest. And the reason why I say that, ladies and gentlemen, is because the judging ballot asks for no presentation skills whatsoever. Zero, nothing. So your evaluators in this contest, the contestants themselves, can literally read directly from their notes. Literally. They could literally sit on the floor and read from their notes. And there is absolutely nothing that your judges can do about that. They cannot deduct any marks for presentation whatsoever. So please, when you do the briefing with your judges, please bring this to their attention. Remind them utterly, completely, and fully important to remember is that each contest has a very, very specific judge's ballot, and that the judges need to only judge based on the criteria of that ballot. They are not to bring in any personal preferences, any highlights that they would like to see, any particular criteria or requirement that they would like to see from the contestant. That is not allowed. The only items that they are allowed to judge are on this judge's ballot. And please remember that the exact same judge's ballot gets used all the way up to district level. So it is very important that the contestants that are going through from club to area to division are going through on the right criteria, the same criteria. Unfortunately, I have seen it in the past, and it breaks my heart when I see a contestant coming through to the next level of the competition. And when they present, I think to myself, how did this happen? And when you go back and you have conversations with the previous contest chair or the previous chief judge, you come to realize that this contestant came through because the judges did not apply the judge's ballot that was for that contest. And now they would obviously be heavily disappointed and knocked out immediately in the next round. So please reiterate to all of your judges to make use of this judge's ballot. There is all the criteria explained and listed here. There is no reason to be confused. There are training videos available on the Toastmasters International website for judges. And there's obviously all the recordings in my YouTube playlist where we have spent a lot of time breaking down these judges' ballots point for point and discussing what is going on these judges' ballots. While we are on the judges' ballots, I'd like to take this opportunity to please also encourage you to speak to your contestants. Earnestly speak to your contestants. They must have a look at this judge's ballot. 15% of their marks is if they give a summary. If they do not give a summary, they automatically lose 15 marks. Automatically, off the top. They're immediately disadvantaged. Please show this ballot to your contestants. Something that I really want to point out, and last year I was involved in 22 contests, and 22 times I became extremely tense and nervous and anxious and frustrated and sad because evaluation contestants seem to have got into, there's a new fashion going around where they will open up and say, I'm going to share with you things that think that you did extremely well and things that possibly you could do better. I'm going to share with you where I enjoyed your speech and where I didn't enjoy your speech. And I'd like to share with you This is the quote I really enjoyed in your speech. And you know, that also happened to me, and I had that experience. And these contestants are losing a whole minute and a minute and a half, and they've scored no points. 0 points. There are no points here for an introduction. There are no points here for how you are going to evaluate. There are no points here where it is giving you marks for re-quoting or re-saying the person's evaluation. There's nothing here. So you can only speak in this contest for 2 to 3 minutes. For 2 to 3 minutes, please show us that you absolutely show us that you analyzed the presentation that you heard. Show us that you you heard that there was parts that you that it was well structured, or there was an obvious opening and a middle and a close. It's 40 marks, or 40% of the score is that you showed analytical quality, that you analyzed the speech. Nothing in here does it say how you related to the speech. Nothing in here says that you are able to re-quote the speech. It says analytical quality, clear and focused. Clear and focused. And under analytical, it refers to the effectiveness of the evaluation. So they analyze the strengths and weaknesses. Analyzing. Please, that is a key word. It's analytical. Please remind your contestants, they run out of time. They run out of so much time, and they're not earning any points when they do those lengthy introductions. And I sat and I timed the contestants myself, because luckily I wasn't a judge, so I was allowed to. And on average, contestants were losing 1 minute out of their 2 to 3 minutes, where they were earning 0 points. 0. So please speak to your contestants. There must be recommendations. They must be sympathetic, sensitive, and motivational. In other words, evaluate to motivate. And they must give a conclusion. They must give a conclusion. So please, for the evaluation contest, please spend a lot of time with your contestants on this ballot form. Spend a lot of time with your judges on this ballot form. Please remind them on how this works. And if you can find a past judge or someone in your area, in your club, in your area, in your division that has got judging experience, please ask them to possibly work with your contestants, so that your contestants can actually earn the highest possible marks, and that they don't lose the marks. Okay. And remind your judges on how this works. Remember, in this particular contest, the contestants are each going to be issued this page. It is a PDF. It is part of the actual pack from Toastmasters International. It's available in that Google shared folder that I shared with all of you. So it is inside there, and it is called the Evaluation Contestant Notes. It is very important that your contestants get this document, even though they are online. The rule book stipulates that this is the only stationery that they are allowed to use. So ask them to print out a couple of pages or to use it electronically when they're in that breakout room for those 5 minutes. But this is genuinely what they're supposed to be using. Okay, for those of you that are having club contests in person or hybrid, your contestants need to get hard copies of this, and they are allowed to have as many pages as they want. It is not restricted. So they will have 5 minutes to do their evaluation. Because they've listened to the test speaker. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remember that your test speaker must be a Toastmaster in good standing. In other words, a paid up member of Toastmasters International. There is no other education requirement, but they must be a Toastmaster. It cannot be an outside guest speaker. My advice to you, if you are organizing the contest, my advice to you is don't take last year's winner of the prepared contest. The reason why I say that is the more polished the speech, the more difficult it is to be evaluated. And it makes it hugely challenging for your evaluators, hugely challenging. I mean, they're already stressed. I'm not saying find a really, really bad speaker. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying encourage other people around you to actually participate in the contest. Maybe you have a lot of members that aren't comfortable or confident enough to actually compete, but are comfortable and confident enough to speak in front of an audience. Use them. Make use of them. Allow them this opportunity. It's a phenomenally privilege to be selected as the test speaker, because you are going to get so much feedback from people that are completely and utterly focused on you for the entire time that you present. So it is a really great opportunity, a privilege almost, for somebody in your contact sphere, somebody in your club, someone in your area. But you do not have to aim for the best speaker. It is actually makes it more difficult if you have an excellent speaker. The 1 year I did compete, and I happened to be in the evaluation contest, and I went through to area, and at area they brought on a speaker, and this speaker was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, he should have been on TEDx. He should have had his own TV show. I mean, this guy was absolutely phenomenal. Thank goodness. For some reason, he picked up a pen off the podium and he was playing with the pen while he was talking. It was the only point of growth that all of the contestants, all of us, it's the only point of growth that we could raise. If he had not picked up that pen, I don't know what we would have spoken. I really have no idea. And we wouldn't have earned any marks. So please be very aware of how you set up your contest. As a contest chair and as a chief judge, be aware that this is a contest environment. So just like you're giving great thought to your table topics topic, remember the table topics topic, very, very crucial. As much as you're giving that thought, please give a great amount of thought and consideration to your test speaker. Okay. Remember, because you are online, the test speaker will speak. There will be timing lights. So they will get the green, the yellow, and the red, 5, 6, and 7 minutes. You will not stop them. You will not interrupt them. You will let them speak. Once they are finished, the contest chair will send the contestants, all of the contestants, as well as a timer, as well as one of your Zoom masters. And that is why we have 2 Zoom masters and 2 timers. You will send all of these people to a breakout room. And in that breakout room, the contestants have exactly 5 minutes. So as soon as all the contestants are in that breakout room, the timer will start the time. They will time them for 5 minutes. Once that time is up, the timer will say time. Then your Zoom master is going to say, pens down, show me your hands. It's in the guidebook. It's not in the rule book, but it's in the online and hybrid contest guidebook that the Zoom master must ask to see the contestants' hands. So while each contestant is waiting their turn to be called back to the main room, their hands should be visible to that Zoom master at all times. Okay. They can talk after the 5 minutes are up while they're waiting their turn, but they cannot talk about the contest in any way whatsoever. Even the previous contest, the contest after, the contestant that just left the room, nothing. But they can talk about the weather and load shedding and the rain or the lack thereof. But they don't have to sit in silence, but they mustn't talk about the contest and they must show their hands. So then each contestant will be brought back to the main room, because your timer left after 5 minutes and went back to the main room. And when they arrived in the main room, they told the contest chair, I'm back. Contest chair during that 5 minutes has been interviewing the test speaker. So they've been interviewing the test speaker to let the audience know a little bit more about the test speaker. That's how you eat up that time. When the timer comes back and goes, I'm back, contest chair, time is up, the contest chair will say to the Zoom master in the main room, please bring back our first contestant. All of the contestants should arrive back in the main room muted, but with their videos on. The reason why we say muted is because they come into the room during that 1 minute of silence while the judges are completing their ballots. Each contestant is called back during that 1 minute of silence while the judges are completing their ballots. So you don't want a contestant to walk in and start talking. The advice is, contest chairs, is that you advise your contestants as soon as they are brought back from the breakout room, whether it's for the evaluation contest or the table topics contest, that you tell them to come back and only speak when spoken to. You know what your parents used to tell you 103 times and your teachers told you 704 times? Yeah, we're going to do that again. So the whole concept is they come back, they stay silent until the contest chair says, contestant, are you ready? And then they can unmute themselves and they can say yes. The idea is in that minute of silence that they are waiting to be spoken to, they should be pinning the timers. Remember, your timers cannot be spotlighted. Your timers cannot put their hand up. You know the little electronic yellow hand that you're allowed to put up? Your timers are not allowed to put that hand up. Because what happens when they put their hand up or when they get spotlighted is they jump to the front of the queue. So now not only the contestant can see the lights, but all the judges can. And that is not allowed in the contest at all. So the timers must only be identified and pinned by your contestant. If the contestant does not pin them, that is their prerogative, and your timers can do nothing about that. So please tell your timers they can't raise their hands. Okay. During that minute of silence, they've pinned the timers. The contest chair then says to them, are you ready? And off they go. That minute of silence between each contestant is stipulated in the rule book. You cannot extend that minute of silence. You cannot change that minute of silence. It is 1 minute of silence and you move on, contest chairs. That is it. At the end, when you have come to the last contestant and you call for 2 minutes silence, remember now the 2 minutes of silence is for the judges to complete their ballot for the last contestant as well as tally up their final scores. So if after 2 minutes your chief judge does not have all the ballots, the chief judge must tell the contest chair that they do not have all the ballots and they require more time. Chief judges, please remember, if you do not have all of the ballots, the contest cannot continue. There's nothing we can do. We have to wait. That is in the rule book. Until the chief judge has all of the ballots for that contest, everybody will wait. Now, remember, chief judges, you need to receive the official piece of paper, that little part. I shouldn't have stopped sharing my screen. Let me quickly go back in there. This part of the ballot only must be sent to you, this part here, either as a picture or a completed PDF, but just that part. You need to receive this. No online forms, no pieces of other paper, no direct message on WhatsApp, nothing else. For the ballot counters, you cannot count the judges' placements unless it is on this portion of the judge's ballot. Otherwise, it does not count. Make sure that the signature of the judge is there. Remind your judges in their judges briefing, they must sign and they must have their names here, their full names. And Tosh, their full names, not their Friday afternoon after 5 o'clock names. Their full names must be printed here, as well as their signature. They must have first, second, and third place. No ties, literally 3 human beings. That's it. They cannot have anybody tied. Only 3 names. If they have tied the contestants for any of these placings, if they have not signed or if they have not put in their name, this judge's ballot cannot count. It gets discarded and will not be put towards the overall ranking. Okay. Once you have collected all of the judges' ballots, Chief Judge, you can then go into a breakout room with your ballot counters, and somehow you are going to share your screen where you have collected all those ballots, whether it's a WhatsApp screen or it's a file that you created on the internet where everybody had to go drop stuff in. I don't know how you're going to do it. It's really up to you what's the easiest. It seems to be that the majority of people are collecting them in WhatsApp, but remember, it cannot be a group WhatsApp. It must be a direct message to you only, Chief Judge, only. You, however, when you are with your ballot counters in the counting room, your ballot counters need to have visual proof of the ballot. You cannot say, I received this and read it out to them. You need to show the ballot to your ballot counters. They visually must see the ballot so that they will then allocate the points. They will verify that that ballot is valid. They will verify the points and they will then fill in their tally sheet. Only if you have a tie do you call for the tie-breaking judge's ballot. Chief Judge, that is only to you. Remember, nobody else knows who the tie-breaking judge is, including your ballot counters. Nobody knows. And your tie-breaking judge never attends any briefing and is not in the group WhatsApp. Your tie-breaking judge has a very personal one-on-one relationship with the chief judge only. As far as everyone else is concerned, the tie-breaking judge does not exist otherwise. So only if there's a tie, you will ask the tie-breaking judge for their ballot, Chief Judge, and you will then say to the ballot counters who's tied, and they will say Kirsten and Lynette are tied. That's all they have to tell you, 2 names. And you will look at the tie-breaking judge's form and you will go, Lynette scored higher than Kirsten. You won't say to them, Kirsten, the tie-breaking judge put Kirsten first and Lynette third, or that he put Lynette second and Kirsten 8th. All you're going to say is who came higher on the tie-breaking judge's ballot. So you will say Lynette came before Kirsten. So then they'll say, okay, Lynette goes into this position, Kirsten goes into the next position, and then we have 1 more person, and those are our 3 winners. Does that make sense? Once you filled in, the ballot counters are filled in officially. You, as the chief judge, verify that those results are correct. You make double sure that the timing is correct and nobody was disqualified based on timing. You probably want to do that before they start counting ballots. But sometimes it gets a bit confusing. So rather just let them count and then anyone's disqualified based on timing. And remember, the timing is as per the rule book. There is no 30-second grace. There is no 30-second grace. So for the evaluation contest, it is 1 minute and 30 seconds is the minimum time. Okay, if it's 1 minute or less than 1 minute and 30, they are disqualified. If it is more than 3 minutes and 31 seconds, they are disqualified. Now, the reason why we say 31 is we, as timers, we do not count nanoseconds. Okay, we do not count nanoseconds. We count whole seconds. So if your timer's watch says 3 minutes 30 and there's still all the nanoseconds running next to it, the fractions of seconds, it's still 3 minutes 30. They're still legal. Only when that changes to 3 minutes 31, now they're illegal. If they are talking and it gets to 1 minute 30, okay, they now become legal, because now from that time on, they're legal. Okay, so that is the timing for the contest of 2 to 3 minutes. People spoke about the chief judge having the ability to add or subtract 30 seconds. Chief judges, this is not true. You are only allowed to use a 30-second grace period if your timers, not contestants, if your timers had a technical difficulty. So if one of your timers or two of your timers get hold of you and say, oh, my stopwatch crashed, or my cell phone stopped working, or my laptop did this, or then when they hand in, they've still got to hand in their time records. When they hand in their time record sheet, you have the authority to, at your discretion, allow for 30 seconds either way, but only if the timer had technical difficulties. Only. If the timer had no technical difficulties, that's it. Those are the times. Cast in stone. End of story. If any of your contestants, while they are speaking, they have got to have started speaking. Okay. While they are speaking, if they have any technical difficulties, contest chairs, you have to be wide awake. You immediately will say out loud, timers, pause your timing. And the timers will hit pause. Pause, not stop, pause. And then that contestant has a maximum of 5 minutes to start again. So they can fix their camera, they can fix their connection, they can fix their audio, whatever they need to fix to get back online, back in the main room, unmuted with a video that everybody can hear them. They have a maximum of 5 minutes. So please prep your Zoom masters or a third timekeeper. Someone else has to record those 5 minutes. You cannot have your timers running the stopwatch for 5 minutes, because they've paused the contestants' time. And we don't want them touching their timing devices. They need that time. It's critical. So your timers must not touch their timing devices. Someone else, like your Zoom master or a third timekeeper, must time the 5 minutes. The contestant has 5 minutes to get back online. The contestant that gets back online will continue to speak from where they left off. They will not start all over again, because as soon as they carry on speaking, as soon as they start speaking again, the timers are going to carry on with their time. And they're going to show the signaling lights at the right time. Green at 2, yellow at 2.5, and red at 3. Your contestant cannot go back to the beginning and start all over again. They need to carry on from where they dropped off. If they cannot get back online within those 5 minutes, unfortunately, they're going to miss out on a lot of marks, but they are not disqualified. They are not disqualified. The judges must judge them on what they were able to hear up until the point that they lost the connection. So unfortunately, especially in the valuation contest, where that last summary portion is 15 marks, if they didn't get to do a summary because they couldn't get back online, they've automatically lost those 15 marks. But they are not disqualified. They will be judged on what the judges were able to hear and see up until that point. Okay. While the ballots are being counted, if you want to, and you have no other contests on that evening or that morning or that afternoon, you will then interview the contestants, contest chair. And contest chair, this is why you get given the profiles, the contestants' profiles. It's a form that every contestant fills in. Use this form to ask a question of your contestant. That's why they filled in that form. Why else would they fill in that form? So use that form, please. And prep your questions beforehand so that you don't go and ask everybody the question or read half the form out before you decide on what you want to actually ask. Remember, all contests, ladies and gentlemen, all contests are completely and utterly about the contestants, not the contest chair, not the chief judge, no one else. Contests are about the contestants. They are the ones that should be speaking the most, having the most of the spotlight, and their cameras should be on all of the time. Everybody else, cameras off, muted the entire contest until you are interviewing the contestants, because all the ballots have been collected. Then you can start switching on cameras and on unmuting people. However, because all contests are online, be very, very careful suddenly now opening up and having everybody's camera open, because then we know who the judges are. So encourage people to switch their cameras on, but tell people it's not compulsory. Encourage people to unmute themselves so that they can actually applaud when you announce the winners, contest chairs, because then it'll just make it a lot more warm and fuzzy. So it's important that your Zoom master knows how to handle Zoom and knows how to unmute the whole room, knows how to switch off the whole room's camera. And when you set up the Zoom session in the meeting settings on the web app, you get the option to switch off profile pictures. You also get it once you open the meeting. If you are the Zoom master, you're the main host, you can go into options, the three little dots, and you can go into meeting settings, and you can go and say that that the profile pictures are all switched off. So what you do is you go into participants. For those of you that don't know, you go into participants, you get the participants list. Then you get the three dots. And then you click on those three dots, and it says there, mute participants upon entry. Allow participants to unmute themselves, which you're probably going to allow because your contestants need to do that. Allow participants to rename themselves. You're going to take off the tick that says play sound when someone joins or leaves. Okay, you're going to tick the button that says hide profile pictures, because it's no use keeping your judges a secret, but then all the profile pictures are all over. So you're going to hide profile pictures, and that is all available under the three dots under the participants menu. Okay, well, sure, I spoke very fast, uninterrupted. You guys all kept yourselves muted, very unlike Toastmasters. I'm teasing, but we have got 8 minutes left. Are there questions, comments, considerations, concerns? Would anybody like to take the floor and take the mic? Gideon, anything from your side? You muted, sir.
I found that these sort of roles that you play in Toastmasters is a matter of you learn by actual going and doing it. You know what I mean?
100%.
So you have all the tips with you, and then you actually have to go and do it and see what works and what doesn't work. But with these contests, I just actually realized the vital importance of the Zoom master must really be jacked up to actually just keep the whole thing flowing well and smartly. If your Zoom master doesn't quite, especially like in our contest here, I don't know how everybody else is doing it, but here down in the Cape, we seem to be having all three together, you know, speaking, evaluations, and table topics.
We do it at club level as well, and usually at area. We do that.
Yeah. Which makes it increasingly more challenging for everybody concerned. You know, like the judges have to switch their mindset slightly from each different one. Yeah, so it's quite a challenge. Yeah,
no, it is. It's a very good point. And Gideon, don't forget that there is a script in that shared folder that your contest chair follows. For the contest, as per the rule book, there's a very, very definite way of running things. So that's why the script has been created. And your contest chairs literally should not deviate from that script. It is word for word what they should be saying for the entire contest. Now, in that script, I've gone and added in different colors instructions for the Zoom masters and for the timers. So that script should be shared with your Zoom master, your timers that your contest chair is going to read from. And that script should be shared, especially between those role players, so that everybody knows what is coming up, what they need to do, what breakout rooms, what timing, what are their responsibilities. And that's all in the script. Now, because we have all three contests, a lot of us have all three contests at the same event. You can go, what you can do in the script is instead of introducing the role players 3 times, you can introduce the role players once. And then only do that. So you can take that whole, because that's a lot of intro. There's certain paragraphs that you can do right at the beginning and do it once, and then you don't have to repeat it for all 3 contests. But as per the rule book, ladies and gentlemen, all ballots have to be collected at the end of every contest, even if you're having all 3 that night. You cannot move onto the next contest without the ballot sheets of this contest. So whatever contest is first, you get those ballot sheets. Then the contest chair says, I am adjourning this contest. Then they're going to officially open the next contest, get all the ballot forms in, and then they're going to say, I'm adjourning this contest. Then you're going to have your third contest, get all the ballot forms in. I am adjourning this contest. Then they're going to interview the contestants, and then they're going to say, I am officially opening again this contest. These are the winners. Congratulations. I am now closing that contest. Because once they announce the winners' names are final. They cannot be changed. They cannot be challenged. And then they close that contest. Then they say, I'm reopening this contest. These are the winners. I now am closing this contest. I'm reopening this contest. These are the winners. I'm now closing this contest. And that makes it official Toastmasters business, and your results then are official and final. Okay, so you must remember that is in the script.
So where did you say did you send us that script somewhere along the way?
Yeah, so it's in the shared folder. So in the WhatsApp group, there is a link in the WhatsApp group info to that Google shared folder. Everything is in there. If you don't come right, Gideon, then give me a shout.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else in the room? Comment, concern, question? Zambili, I saw your message. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're so confident and comfortable. That sounds awesome to me. And Tosh, go, ma'am.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I'm very sorry, I'm going to take you back.
Okay.
Because I'm still very new in this and I am the VPE. A lot has been expected from me.
I'm sure. You've been thrown in the deep end, ma'am.
Yes, and I've been falling behind, but I tried yesterday to catch up on the videos, but I couldn't listen to all of them. But I tried my level best. And today we're having a meeting at 6 o'clock. At least I want to give them something, some information. And what I'm interested on is that when are we supposed to have, because I understand that according to what I've listened, the club, if they don't want to have a contest on their space, they cannot have it. Yes, that one is fine. And then the area contest, when is it? My area is E.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly, share my screen again. And in that same Google folder, that where the link is on the WhatsApp group, in the WhatsApp group info, inside here is the 2023 timetable. So there is your contestants briefing outline, there is your checklists, there are the script, there's the agenda template, everything is here for you with the rule book, with my notes in the rule book where you should pay attention.
Yes.
And here is the role players briefing, the full PowerPoint presentation for you to take your role players through. So in here is also the timetable. And if we have a look at the timetable, because it's opening now, hey? You are listening to me, computer. It's not listening to me. Okay, hold on a sec. Why are you not listening to me? There it is. Okay. So here is the timetable for all of the area and division and district contests. So you were saying, what area are you?
E.
E
E for
what?
egg.
Egg?
E4. E4.
E4.
Yes.
So E4, your area contest is on Saturday, the 18th of February.
Mm-hmm.
Soon.
And so that's like next week.
Yeah. That's like soon.
Very, very soon.
Yeah, it's like tomorrow, man.
Not that bad, but it's close. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yes, you need Intosh, you need your club needs to put their contestants' names through.
That means what I'm supposed to do tonight is to ask those who are interested to participate.
Basically, are you going to have a club contest?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, so if you have more than one contestant, one member that is more than one member who is interested in competing, then you need to hold a club contest. If you don't, then and you've only got one person who wants to do table topics and one other person wants to do international, then you as a club can take a vote. Somebody will say, I nominate Kirsten to go through, and Gideon will say, I second that, and then you'll all vote and say Kirsten's going through. Depending on your area or and how many clubs in your area, you might be expected to actually put through more than one contestant. So in your area, you need to check, I'm going to check now quickly for you. You need to check how many paid up clubs you have in good standing. If you have 4 or less clubs in your area in good standing, then you need to put 2 contestants through. So if your area E4, so you are area 4. Okay, ma'am, you have 4 clubs in good standing. Is this one of your
Yes.
clubs? Then? Is this
Yes, my club is there, the last one.
Okay. You have 4 clubs. That means you are allowed to put 2 contestants through per contest to your area competition. 2
Come
for
again.
table topics, 2 for evaluation, 2 for prepared.
That can go for area contest
Correct. Correct. 2
at my
club
club.
members.
Okay.
Tosh, 2 club members per contest type can go
Okay.
through. And the
Okay.
club can nominate them. You do not have to hold the contest.
Okay. But luckily what I tried to do before we even close is to just try to keep people have that vavavoom of the speech contest, playing the videos of the winners. We've been trying to do that. Even the time we opened, we did that. Even to last time, we did evaluation of the contest winner. And today we'll be doing it as a table topics
Okay. Yeah,
contest.
please don't beat yourself up as a VPE. People
Mhm.
join Toastmasters for very different reasons. And there are
Yes.
some Toastmasters that join because they want to be competitive. And there are many, many, many Toastmasters that join for their own personal educational journey, not for the competitions.
Yes.
So please understand that it is not anything to show up you or your club members or your club culture if there is nobody that is competitive, because
Yes.
it's not compulsory to be competitive. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, pleasure. I saw someone else had their hand.
I'm a bit throaty. I'm a bit coughing a bit here.
It was me, Kristen.
Yes, Kasiso. Yes,
I
sorry.
I lowered my hand because I wanted to ask the question that Ntosh was asking regarding the club contest in cases where you don't have members to participate. So I got the answer that you can actually participate in the area contest.
As long as the club nominates them. So you need your club members to agree with you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Is there
Yeah,
a
so
form? Is there a format of nominating
So what you do is this is how you're supposed to do it. You are actually supposed to open up a business session in a club meeting, confirm that you have a quorum, propose that this person goes through or these two people go through, have somebody second that motion, open it to discussion, close the discussion, open it to vote. If the motion is passed, in other words, everyone votes in favor of those two people going through, there is a result sheet, which is also in that Google Shared folder. And that result sheet, you will fill in those two members' names and you will pass that on to your area director.
All right, thank you. So these two people can participate in the table topics, prepared speech, and the evaluation.
They can definitely do that, 100%. Because so where is your area? Are you also sending two through?
Area A2.
A2. You've got 5, so you're only sending 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you've got 5, so you're sending 1.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, and Tosh, yes.
Another question for those who want to participate on the other roles. What must they do? What
So
is
for
the way
those that want
forward?
to be role players, get hold of your area director. Your area director is the lead organizer for all of your area contests, and your division director is the lead organizer for all your division contests. So get hold of your area director and say that you have people that want to be timers or Zoom masters or ballot counters, whatever it might be. And give their names and numbers to your area director. Your area director will be very excited to have volunteers. Trust me, everyone's looking for volunteers.
Okay.
So please absolutely pass that on. Everyone's looking for help. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. And Tosh, I just wanted to agree with Zimbili when she said that you had excellent initiative trying to get this all started at your club with the videos and the evaluations and that. Well done. I agree with her. Don't take it personally that you do not have 20 people lined up at your door. Truly, I think you did very well. Katie Bond.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I also want to check also under my area Y. How many
Area
can
Y?
we then? Yes.
Area, so division Y, area what?
Oh no, I'm exposed in my area. Is division Y
Yeah.
under Transnet Trailblazers? I'm not so sure which one will it be.
Transnet Trailblazers. You are area 4 and you have 5.
Oh, area.
So you only
Okay.
need to send 1 through. One contestant per contest type.
Okay. No,
Okay.
thank you. I just wanted to confirm that so that we can do the right thing as well. And what is the date for us?
You are, sorry, Y4, eh?
That's correct.
Y4, 18th of February.
Okay, no, great. Thanks.
Okay, pleasure. Zimbili.
Hi, Kirsten. Thank you for the
Hi.
session. So remember how I posted that question earlier about contestant evaluating or being judges at another club's contestant?
Yes.
So there seems to be almost like a window of confusion. I think that's the word I can put there, because it says beyond
Very
who would be
diplomatic.
competing. No, so the first point says, the eligibility criteria. So if they would be competing beyond the club level. So does that mean that you participating in a contest means that you eventually participate beyond the club level, right?
No, say that again. Sorry, I don't understand.
So if a person, okay, let me just, the main question is, can a contestant be a judge at another club's contest? And then your response was the copy of the message that explains these are the following ineligible to compete at any Toastmasters club contest. Or sorry, Toastmasters speech contest. And then point 7 says members who are serving in contest official or presenter roles that meet the following criteria. So voting judge, tie-breaking judge, or chief judge at the same contest type in which they would be competing beyond the club level in any district. So what I'm trying to get clarity on is the beyond the club level. Does that mean that if I compete, I will most likely go beyond club level to compete in the area contest, which means that I cannot be a judge in another club's contest, correct?
No. No.
Okay, please
So-
help me, because that's the
All right.
confusion.
So the whole eligibility thing is literally anybody can do anything at club level. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Once we get to area, you can't anymore. Then you have to decide on a single area and a single role. So are you going to work in this area and decide on your area? Are you going to compete in this area? And then that's it. You only compete for that area and that area's division and that division's district. End of story. If you are going to be a contestant, you cannot volunteer to be any of the other role players. If you're going to be a role player, you can no longer be a contestant. So once you get to, once you leave club level, choose your hat and choose your area. That's it. That's what we're saying.
Okay. Noted. Thank you very much.
At club level. Okay, so just to bring you guys into the spill of things. The reason why I can say that confidently, at club level, they are not official contests. And that's why we don't have to hold them. That's why you can nominate people to go through. So they are not listed as official contests, but if you do hold a contest, you must follow the rule book. The only official contests that are recognized are area, division, and district. And that is why, only why, and that's why those 3 contests are compulsory. Areas cannot nominate, divisions cannot nominate, districts cannot nominate. We have to hold the contest. It's compulsory. Clubs, we don't have to hold the contest. It's not compulsory. So clubs are not considered official. So at that level, you can literally rope in anybody to help you. But after we finish club, everybody involved in contest must be wearing one hat. In other words, are you a contestant or are you a role player? And if they are contestant, they must be operating in one space, one area, one division, one district. Does that make sense, somebody?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I got to be honest with you though. If your contestants find out who your judges are and they find out that the judges are contestants in the same contest, you might be putting a cat amongst the pigeons. I'd be very careful and make sure you keep your judges very secret. It wouldn't be good for people to know that, especially if there's any discrepancy in the scoring. Be very careful. See.
Kristen,
Yes.
I'm aware. I know that someone who's intending on applying or for the position of an area director cannot participate in the speech contest. But can that person play a role in the area contests, either as a judge? Can they play a role?
Okay, so we cleared that up. Somebody got hold of international and international said they're not including area directors in that rule. So your people that are considering to be nominated or to be appointed as area directors actually can be involved in the contests as contestants and as role players.
All right, thank you.
Okay, it's up from division director upwards that they cannot.
One last question. And the speech.
Sorry. In the role players, sorry. As a contestant, your area directors can't compete. Sorry. So hold on a sec. No, it's both. No, I'm getting myself. You see, I'm getting all nervous now saying this out loud. Hold on a sec. So it is, let me just read out the line. It is a contest official. Sorry. So it is your role players. Your role players, your area directors can be role players. That's what I meant. Sorry.
All right, thank you. I just
Yeah.
want to find out on the speech, the prepared speech. Can you use the same speech up to the district?
Yeah, more than welcome. So lots and lots of people, nearly everybody does. They use the same speech all the way up to district. But remember, as soon as you pass district, you have to, it's compulsory. You have to have 2 speeches ready. For the international regional semifinals, you have to have, you will present 2 different speeches. You can't present the same speech in the final as you did in the semifinal. So whoever gets past district, they have to have 2 speeches ready.
All right, thanks.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, is that it? Awesome. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to thank all of you deeply. Thank you so